Hello everyone, and this is The Legend of Mana. I love this game. It's one of my favorite RPGs. I've always liked RPGs, but I've been kind of reluctant to do a Let's Play of one because they tend to be pretty long, and I usually don't start uploading a project until I've finished recording all the way through. So this is probably going to take a long time, or I might divide it into sections, I don't know. But yes, this is a game for the first PlayStation system, and rather than filling it with a bunch of 3D graphics, they decided to go with 2D graphics, which actually left them with a lot more game memory to focus on the depth of this game and the incredibly beautiful music that you're listening to now. God, don't you love that? But yes, this game is very deep. It's got a lot of stuff to it. Getting into all of it, and it's also a very non-linear RPG because you basically you create the lands you explore as you progress through the game, and you can put them in any order you want. It really gives you a lot of freedom, and it also gives you room to mess things up because this is a mission-based game, and certain things you do can screw you out of very important stuff. Yes, here we go. Using artifacts to create new lands to visit, where we unlock new quests, meet new people, and get all kinds of amazing shit. As I said, the music in this game is friggin' beautiful, and the fighting style is kind of like a 2D side-scrolling brawler. Little demonstrations there, and the boss fights are awesome. You are gonna love this game just as much as I do. I'm gonna be going through and doing all the different quests. Look at the detail they put in all these guys. I can scarcely comprehend what I'm looking at. They put so much detail into the drawings of this game. But let's get started. And yes, we get to choose male and female right off the bat. I'll go with him because I have a penis. And we select our weapon. Lots of weapons to choose from right off the bat. I'm going to go with Spear because it's got a nice long range, pretty decent attack power. And now to pick a name. Oh what will I call my character? What funny, amusing name should I decide upon to go through the entire game with this character? I don't know. I try different things. Some of them seem funny at first, but after a while they tend to lose their charm and become kind of boring and stupid. That's why I usually like to go for ordinary, dull as dishwater games. No, I didn't want to back out, you jerk off. God. That's why I call myself Billy, because it's simple. Easy to remember. Uncomplicated. What? Oh, what? Oh, the mind races with ideas. No. But anyway, this game is very deep, lots of different things for you to do. You can forge your own weapons from materials that you find. You can raise enemy monsters as pets. Create armor, weapons, and musical instruments. You can even build robots later on. Oh yes, and you grow your own fruit. Do I really want to call myself by my actual name? No. I know. I'll go with a name that I've gone through most of my adventures, my RPG adventures with. Satyr. Yes, I actually wrote quite a long story about the character Satyr. Not in this game, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Now we must select from the entire world where we are going to build our new lands. And the darkened areas indicate that there is not enough stuff there for me to build, so I'm going here. Yes, confirm my selection. Let's go. 5 minutes in, we haven't even done anything yet. And for this part on the overworld map, I shall be playing the Hand of God. And let's see, I want it to go right here, because I'm planning ahead for the layout of how all my lands will be established. So we get artifacts on the little wheel, we create lands with them, and then we go in and do stuff. Oh look, more awesome music. I don't know what language she's speaking here, but it sounds nice. I'm not really sure if this game has any connection to the earlier Mana games that have come before it. I know that the game Sword of Mana was meant to be a prequel of this game. I only managed to play about halfway through that one before I got bored. Of course, I was trying to play both the male and female character storylines at the same time because they kind of intertwine and whatnot, but you might recognize this scene a bit if you played through The Secret of Mana, which I have. I freaking love that game too. But I gotta say, the story and the characters in this game are a lot more interesting. You actually develop concern for the characters in the game and curiosity as to how things will go for them. Here we see all the different lands of the ancient world being transformed into artifacts, which we will seek out and use to rebuild the world from scratch. Going to refrain from making any Wizard of Oz references. I say that they steered away from complicated graphics in order to make more room in this game for the actual gameplay, and then they show stuff like that. I like how they trick you into thinking that's a flat 2D image, and then they have the leaves in the trees shifting position on you. Awesome stuff. And here we have the narrator, God. Giant mana tree that looks like a forest in and of itself. And once again, I don't need to read this stuff for you. If you can work a computer, you should be able to read. And since this is a YouTube video, you also have a pause button, just in case you can't read that fast. Because we want to get to the game, do stuff, talking to people, killing monsters, and so forth. That's one of the things I really like about RPGs, not just the characters and the depth of the story, but also for the fact that most other games that I would play, if I sat down and really focused, I could burn all the way through most games in about a week. RPGs always took at least a month. It always felt like a better investment of my time because I got more out of RPGs than most games. Because you know that whole rescuing the princess thing kind of wears a bit thin after a while. This is my pet cactus. I talk to him, and then tell him about my adventures, and then he writes little entries in his diary detailing my stories. Yep. 67 different missions that we get to tell him about. Actually, there's 69, because there's one, like, secret boss that we get to go find, and then there's, of course, the final boss that we don't get to tell him about at all, and this treasure chest has $100 in it, but we're not going to get it right now, because I'll explain that later. And here we have the library! My study with all my different books about characters in the game, the different lands we visit, the different artifacts that make the lands, the monsters we encounter, and the various fighting techniques that we learn, like jumping, defending, lunging, retreating, crouching, pushing, cheering, spinning, and other stuff. Oh, I know there's at least one other ability I know. See, those ones are just like secondary abilities that you can use in the midst of battle. Then the rest of them are special attack techniques. Kind of like limit breaks. When you do enough damage to your enemies, you get to use special attacks that really kick ass. Those are fun. Oh, the other way. There we go. And after we beat the game and start a second run through, we'll get a new book called The Forbidden Tome. That makes things really interesting. I did not know that, because I've never played this game before, a derp. I'm going to be pronouncing that name Pokaile. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I don't care. Now, I will go to the overworld map and use all the power of my imagination to turn these little toy blocks into a thriving community. And it worked! Hooray! And also, that seashell in the top right, that's actually the calendar. There's 6 days in the calendar, named after 6 of the 8 elemental spirits. At the bottom we've got Wisp, Shade, Dryad, Aura, Salamander, Gnome, Jinn, and Undine. And of course you don't have days named after Wisp and Shade because they're the elements of light and darkness. One gets the day, one gets the night. The other 6 get actual days named after them. And it takes us an entire day just to walk into town. I'll give you my name when you fucking earn it, bitch! El Azul. Already, right off the bat, we get to meet one of my favorite characters. His sandy cloak. Looks cool. Onion Warrior. I'd like to see this guy in a game of his own. Let's go follow Sandy Cloak. And here's one of the more interesting characters in the game, Niccolo. He is a half-rabbit, half-cat Mexican. Because he wears a sombrero. And he has rabbit ears and a little curly kitty tail. And yes, the Sproutlings are the Borg of the game. There are many of them, but they all share the same consciousness. And they have a wide variety of likes. Not too many dislikes. And repeating dialogue. So, for our first choice, we get to decide to either go in here and talk to El Azul and do his mission first, or go this way, talk to Niccolo and do his mission first. First, we're going to go talk to some people. We need to fill out our character book. Miss Yuka. And here's her little baby Pee-wee. Yes, he is fragile. If we talk to him repeatedly, he will crack open and die. So, we need to leave him alone. Nothing in there. Oh, and by the way, these guys are save points. Save over that one, because fuck that game file. Fuck you, Gregory. Satyrs in town. And you can also use him to add player 2 to control your NPC characters, which definitely comes in handy. And, oh look! Someone left a piece of chicken in their room. I'm sure that'll come in handy much, 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 much later. And over here we have one of the wandering students who sells local minerals. We use these, as you can see there, it says like metal primary, wood primary, etc. Primary this, primary that. You use primary materials to forge weapons, armor, and so forth, and you use secondary materials to temper them and make them stronger. But we'll get into that later. I don't need to be spending money I don't have on shit I don't need. And down. This over here, this little abandoned house, we talk to later, and you can actually bring in the main character from another save file to join your game and play with you. If they don't want to play as one of the game-given NPC characters, they can use their own character from their own save file. And here's a weapon shop with a bunch of shit, but I got a spear, so I don't really need it. I could buy some armor, but as you can see up there, I don't have any fucking money yet, because I left it at home. Because I'll explain that later. Talk to me, Mr. Cockroach. Yes, Mr. Cockroach is married to Mrs. Butterfly. And he gives me a book about weapons and shit. And wow, Onion Warrior got himself wedged in there pretty tight. I'll get some bronze gloves when I damn well feel like it, you bastard. And look! It's a living teapot with an English accent. It said I was lying. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't even believe I can read that. And this is Rachel's room. Yeah, there's nothing interesting about this place. And back door over here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And let's go find Piccolo. Not to be mistaken with a certain green character with antenna from Dragon Ball Z. And Inspector Boy, not to be confused with Inspector Gadget. He's nowhere near as cheerful. He's always on duty. And here we have the Reverend Novell, who has lots of shit to say about lots of stuff. Once he pries his face out of that book and actually talks to us. But you don't want to sit here and read all this shit, so I'm just going to get to the one piece of information that's actually going to get us something. Miss... is it Maymay or Miss Yuka? No, it was Maymay. And if you ask about that particular person, he gives you the Produce Encyclopedia. Now we have a book about fruit. No, 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 no. Yeah, Maymays. The most usually in an RPG game, when you talk to a fortune teller, they'll tell you where to go, what to do, and that kind of shit. Maymay's fortunes are pretty fucking useless. Gotta love the music in this game. Alright, on to progress. Get out of my way. Walking through the sub-map. And here's Mrs. Maymay, who we were asking about. Now do you see why we got the produce book for asking about her? don't have any money. Well, at least she's honest. The traveling merchant. No, I don't. I think you're a fucking pussy. Highwayman. God, it's been a long time since I heard that word. Yes, I will go with you. And that is all you have to do to trigger the beginning of Niccolo's Business Unusual. Our first quest. Now we have to go talk to Tipo. Pokaile. These sproutlings are in good with the poet Pokaile. And Niccolo is a racist. Which is fairly odd considering that he's a Mexican cat rabbit. You'd think he'd be a little more open-minded to other cultures, but no. Kittens and bunnies. You see how fucking racist this guy is? He just wants rabbits and pussy. Fucking hell. Stepping on leaves. You are a leaf. You already said that. Repeating dialogue. Oh my god. Yes, we know. You're an evil racist fucker. Crickets are okay. No. Yeah, that's my main concern. Getting goop on my feet. Anyway, let's go. Let's go and talk to some more people! Like these two. Torque of the Mana Angel. This guy doesn't say much. I have trouble identifying exactly what the fuck he is from his sprite. This guy is clearly a monkey. The other one looks like a little pudgy-faced baby in a wheelbarrow. Is it barrel or barrow? I don't care. It brings happiness into everyone's life. I think most people would need food. Yeah, fuck shoes! I can dance without shoes. Who needs shoes to juggle? Dipshit. And then we go over here and talk to the last person in town that we haven't met yet. Yes, that is a female. Ugh. Anyway, back to progress. Go talk to the English-speaking teapot. Oi! By the way, you are reading all of the dialogue that I'm scrolling through, right? Because this is important shit that will come in handy later. Hello, Gov, how you been? Blimey! Yes, it is junk. It's all worthless. Watch your mouth, Onion Warrior. He'll step on you. Yes, an item he picked up on the highway. Remember that. This wheel is an item he picked up on the highway. Fuck you! 50,000 bucks. Yeah, he's gonna charge this guy 50,000 for it, but he's just gonna hand it over to me. Wonderful. And off we go. And we leave. And now we take the wheel, which Niccolo found on the highway, and we use it to create the highway. Go figure that out. Now, done through all the intros and the cutscenes and the bullshit, we can actually get to the fucking fighting! Yay! And this guy tells us all about fighting, but we don't need to talk to him because, yes, my name is Chumpy. Fucking moron. You don't need to read through any more dialogue, because I'm going to be telling everyone about the fighting system in this game, so let's go!